Hi, I'm George Romero. Welcome to Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Now on the day I was born, the nurses all gathered around. They gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. 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 Bad to the bone. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you. I broke 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad. Bad to the bone.
Welcome to the 2010 Texas Frightmare Weekend. I have an extremely special guest, Lance Henriksen, amazing horror film icon, TV icon. You are fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this interview with us.
I can hardly talk after that introduction.
Well, are you having a good time here with us?
Oh yeah. I have met people from Alaska. They came from Canada. All over the country, and the South. Argentina. No, not that far south.
Anybody here at the festival that you were really excited to meet?
Carpenter, was here. John Carpenter. He's a very gentle, philosophic horror film director and adventure director. He's good. He's really good.
So, of all the horror films that you have been in, can you tell us, if you put all of those horror creatures, the monsters, in one room, who do you think would personally win?
Depends on the writer, really.
Let's say John Carpenter's the writer.
I just got caught smoking. One of the things I got to say, this is my pet peeve in the world. All the men that came back from the Second World War and wars before that, and they built America. Let them go out with a little dignity. Stop making outcasts of smokers, because they're going to go eventually, and you'll regret it. You'll miss them.
Good word. Speaking of World War,
That's a good way to
serving
put
your
it,
country, I heard you served our country as in the U.S. Navy. Is that correct?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was very clumsy back in those days. I joined when I was 16, and then they gave me a court-martial to ask me if I wanted to stay in or not, because it was fraudulent enlistment.
Right.
But I was so eager to own my first owned set of boots. And I went from 130 pounds up to 155 pounds of solid muscle because of boot camp. And from then on, it was all downhill.
Oh, come on. It can't be all bad.
It was. I met a lot of vets here that came to this show, and that was very moving. A lot of parents, and they asked me to sign it for their kids that were in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I kept signing "Get home safe." Anyway, one of them gave me this. I'll show you.
Ooh.
Yeah, little gifts. Oops.
That's a patch that goes on a soldier's arm. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yes.
The guy had just gotten back from 3 tours.
Wow.
And gave me that.
That
Well, I
is
was very moved. We're all forgetting that there's a war going on, in a desire to have a life, but anyway.
Hi, I'm Amber DeVille at Texas Frightmare Weekend 2010 with Kane Hodder. Are you having a good time, Kane?
Yes, I am. It's the first time I've done the show, and it's a very well-run show. A lot of good people.
Awesome. What are you here promoting today?
Well, I have a movie called Hatchet 2 coming out. In my opinion, the first Hatchet is the best horror movie I've ever done, and now Hatchet 2 is better than that, so I'm very excited about it.
And I loved Hatchet, one of my favorites.
It's a pretty fun movie, and it's pretty over the top. First movie had 8 kills, second one has 17.
17?
And much more story is explained, so it's very cool.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it. So tell me about Victor Crowley.
Well, Victor is not a very nice man. And in the second movie, we do find out more of his history as a young man, where he came from, and what drove him to become kind of violent, somewhat violent.
So you're getting a good reaction from the fans?
Yes, it's been really good. I've always had a lot of good following in Texas, and this show just proves it. It has been super busy.
Yeah, it's growing every year. I'm happy that you're here, though.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I've only had one instance where I had to choke somebody unconscious here, so that's probably pretty good.
You choked somebody unconscious?
There's always somebody that asks for it.
Will you choke me?
Guest is Laura Park Lincoln, a local Texas actor, director. You do like everything, don't you?
Well, I do a lot of things, yes.
Speaking of a lot of things, this is your first convention since recovering from breast cancer. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I've had breast cancer, went through the 4 surgeries and a very aggressive dose of chemo and radiation, but I'm in remission. Very happy about that, of course, and excited to be able to be back at a con.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we're so glad to have you. Now, you actually taught a class last night, is that correct?
I did. I'm a career coach and an acting and film television coach. I have a studio here, and it was really cool that Lloyd, the man that runs this and owns this convention, invited me to please give a class or a talk, and I said, let's do a real class. Let's do what I teach. So we had a full camera crew set up, and I taught them actual on-camera skills along with how to market themselves and get further along in this business, which I loved because I love coaching. I love seeing people get results and seeing the lights turn on in their eyes when they get it and understand. It was great.
Now, you also have a book as well that kind of goes into a little bit more detail about being in the industry. Is that correct?
I do, actually. My book is called Get Started, Not Scammed, and it's on Amazon. It's also on my website, and it's Get Started, Not Scammed because I'm very passionate about people that have been taken for money. All of us that have dreams and hopes and desires and wishes may want to be in this industry, or we may have children that want to be in the industry, and there are many, many scams out there. And the first clue is if they're asking you for money to participate and you're not getting something in return, don't do it. So if you go to a convention, look up the people giving the convention. Look them up on IMDb. Look them up and see if they have credits. Look up the people attending. And the fees should be reasonable. If the fees are starting to climb up into the high hundreds, and then going over into the thousands, give me a call, send me an email. I will personally check it out, and I will personally email the person back. And that's a service I do for my fans. Wow. And sometimes I do it for every single one that does it, and I welcome them to do that, to call me or email me if they have a question.
Now, what is that website so that people can get in touch with you about the book?
Very easy, LauraParkLincoln.com.
Okay, we're here with James Hampton from Teen Wolf and Dukes of Hazzard. James, it looks like you've been in everything. Sling Blade. My goodness.
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. You've actually been a guest at Texas Frightmare Weekend more than any other guest. I think in the 5 years that we've been doing this, you've only missed one.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that. Lloyd told me, he said, listen, if we put it on, you'll be there. And we love it. We love meeting the fans. And I come with my wife, and we have a great time talking to people that I would have never met.
Yeah, everyone looks forward to you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think of now versus when Texas Frightmare Weekend first started 5 years ago?
Well, 5 years ago, it was wonderful. And now it's just like unbelievable.
It's exploded.
Unbelievable. It's just great. It's great. I wouldn't miss it.
Well, James, do you have anything coming up you want to talk about?
Yes, a Kevin Sorbo movie called Fire from Below, and I played a sheriff. And I must have been good because a guy came in his big pickup truck and parked where you're not supposed to park when you're making a movie, and he comes over to me and he said, okay if I park here? And I said, okay with me. A little bit later, the second assistant said, whose truck is this? Get this truck out of here. Who told you could park this truck here? He said, the sheriff told me I could park here.
I love it. I love it.
So I guess I'm a good sheriff.
Well, we look forward to seeing it when it comes out. When does it come out?
I don't know. They don't tell me these things.
It's coming up soon. What's it called again?
It's called Fire from Below, and also another one called Prodigal Son. And I don't know much about it, but it'll be around too.
Well, we'll look for it. And thanks, James. Have a great
you.
time at Texas Frightmare Weekend. I'm so glad you're back.
Well, thank you. Oh, wow. What a job.
My guest is Keith Gordon. You're here for a very special reason this year. Is that correct?
Yes, there's a reunion of everybody from the film Christine. We've got the director, John Carpenter, who is kind of reclusive and not known to do these. But actually, none of us in the cast, we're all here, have done a convention before.
Wow.
We're all new to it.
Well, welcome.
Well, thank you. It has been delightful. It has been so much fun. And I know, I think I speak for everybody, because we were talking this last night at dinner, that we just didn't realize, how sweet and friendly and nice one of these things was going to be. I mean, I think we all pictured it was going to be more of an assembly line kind of thing.
Right.
But I've met more great people, more great film fans. I mean, just had wonderful conversations with people, hearing about their lives while they're asking us about what we do. So it's been a tremendous experience.
Well, what's been your favorite part?
Well, just I guess meeting people that are real. I mean, I'm a film fan first, and I was a kid. I grew up on movies. I'm lucky I got to work on them, but I grew up loving them.
Right.
And meeting a bunch of people that are as passionate about films as I am and know about all these obscure movies and ask really interesting questions. And I mean, it's really been fun. I feel like I've made 500 friends in there.
Wow.
And that's a really wonderful feeling. And then, but just as much as the way I've been treated by everybody from Lloyd on down, all the people working at the festival have just been kind, and it's just been so much fun. And then maybe the best thing of all has been reuniting with everybody. I hadn't seen Alexandra Paul in 15 years. I hadn't seen John Carpenter in 5 or 6. I hadn't seen John Stockwell or Bill Ostrander since we made the movie. So getting back together with a bunch of people who you really loved and you had a great time with, but then, in Hollywood, you all go your separate ways and you work on different projects and you lose touch. And it just is so great to be back together with everybody again. And we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I could tell. You actually walked the red carpet on Friday night. That was amazing. And it was just like a complete and total family reunion right there on the red carpet. How was that for you?
Oh, it was just so exciting. I mean, people whose faces you just hadn't seen in so long. And, people, and we've all sort of grown older, but we all kind of like, oh, it's you. And it's like, and again, it's because the film was so much fun to make. We all have such good memories of each other. I mean, there are those jobs where there are people you'd rather not see again. This was not one of them. This was a case where, making Christine was a blast, so that, these are people I really have nothing but happy memories of, and I felt like, what a jerk that I haven't been in touch with them for all these years.
Yeah.
So it was really fun, and just catching up and sharing stories, and it's, I don't mean to sound sappy, but I got nothing but great things to say. This whole weekend has been just like the nicest vacation.
Well, you've been awfully busy. You said it's unbelievable that you haven't been in touch with them, but you've been really, really busy. I hear you're directing Dexter, something about amazing dream sequence. How did you come up with that?
Oh, well, I guess they're talking about the one I did. There was one episode I did where there was a black and white dream sequence that people really liked. And that was just something where, the show has got so much style to it and did so many things. And I thought, well, what's something they haven't done on the show? And they hadn't played it all with black and white. Right. And I thought, there's something about the dream sequence that was kind of comic book and old-fashioned. It's, it was Dexter seeing himself as a hero, but in a sort of an old-fashioned, almost 50s Superman sort of way. So I went to the producers and I said, do you mind if I shoot it in black and white? And they hesitated for a second and they said, and they went, no, go ahead, try it. That'll be cool. And so that was something we did that turned out really well, and it was really fun. But Dexter in general is a lot of fun to work on because, unlike a lot of TV, they like you as a director to bring style to it. A lot of TV shows, the director doesn't really have much to do because everybody knows their parts and everybody, and they have the way they do everything, and kind of you just are supposed to do it that way. Dexter, they hire mostly feature directors. And they give us a lot of freedom to bring some style to it, to do something different than they've done before. Right. And so that makes doing it a lot of fun because there's stuff you can bring something to the table. You can add something to the party.
Well, tell me something fun that you have coming up, sir.
Well, I'm going to be going back to do, season 5 of Dexter's coming up. I'm doing the 10th episode this coming season. And I think I'm probably going to end up doing an earlier one. I don't know which one yet. Okay. So I'm really looking forward to that because again, it's a good bunch of people. And, Michael C. Hall had been fighting cancer and he's better, and I'm thrilled. And I saw him not long ago and he was looking great. And so it has actually a special meaning, Right. I mean, this year kind of even more because he went through that and he's such a nice guy and he's such a good guy and he's such a wonderful actor. So going back, I think this year is going to have a real feeling of a really thankful reunion. And then I've got, a couple of my own feature projects that I'm trying to put money together for. And, I teach a lot too. And one of the things I always teach when I talk about independent filmmaking is that your job is really to be a professional fundraiser who directs as a hobby. And that's the reality of it. So I'm spending a lot of time meeting people from Germany or Texas or wherever and saying, do you want to put money into this project, and trying to piece things together, and hopefully sooner or later one of them actually happens, and that's...
Well, let us know where somebody, maybe a producer, can get in contact with you if they want to put some money on your film.
Well, I'm at CAA, the biggest agency, so it's, you can always contact Dan Aloni or Craig Brody. They're at CAA, and they'll always know where I am and what I'm doing. So yes, if anybody wants to put money into an interesting, heartfelt, independent film, I'd always be delighted. So I've got 2 different things I'm working on, and I think we're getting close. But again, the thing about Hollywood that's so funny is getting from nowhere to close isn't so hard. Getting from close to here's a check, go do it, that's the impossible part. So we'll see.
Totally understood.
Hi, Texas Frightmare 2010. I'm here with Bill.
Hello, Amber. How are you?
I'm fine. We'd like to know a little bit about Christine.
Well, let's see. What questions would you like to answer?
I heard there's only two in existence. Is that true?
There is 2 left that were used in filming. Yes. And she possessed my soul about 5.5 years ago and hasn't let go yet. And this is her very first. She's a virgin to the fright. What do you want to call them?
Frightmare?
Yes, definitely. To any horror events, she hasn't done it yet.
Oh.
So this is the very first one. She's done some car shows and everything else, but this is her first exhibition thing. She's enjoying it. Had a great weekend.
So give us a little history on the car.
A little history. What I was doing is looking to buy a replica, a clone, about 5.5 years ago. I had some money stashed, and I contacted the 2 original Christine owners and got some information, wanted to see how close it was to the one I was looking at. And one wrote me back and said, hey, I may have to sell mine. Would you be interested? Yeah, but I don't think I pay it. 2 weeks later, he calls me up, and on a sadder note, and I wrote that on the board. He says, no, I don't have to sell it, but here's the reason why. His son had contracted Huntington's disease, and it was a pretty rough situation. But the family pulled together. He said he didn't have to sell it. 3 weeks later, I get an email. Bill, I really enjoyed talking to you. Here's the price, non-negotiable. Need the money by Friday if you're interested. Otherwise, it goes for auction. I said, sold, I'll work it out somehow. Second mortgage on the house, lien on my other car, empty bank account. She's in my garage and been there since. So
Hey, you can't say no to a hot car like that.
No. And it was interesting. The first day she came down my street, she wanted to make her appearance well. So the house, 3 houses burned for me. I guess they looked at her wrong, and their house burnt down on a quiet street.
So are you having fun here?
I am having a blast. Time of my life. So is she. She told me so.
Is she talking right now?
She hasn't said anything right now lately, but she told me earlier when I first came in this morning to, polish her up a little bit.
Well, it was nice talking to you. Thanks for giving us some history on the car.
You take care.
And back to Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Woo! Welcome to the 5th annual Texas Frightmare Weekend. My guest today is Cassandra Peterson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Fantastic. So, what has been your favorite part about the festival?
Oh my gosh, I don't know, yesterday and the day before were really great days. I like meeting the crowd. They're all so happy to see me.
You're shocked by that?
No, I mean, I'm not shocked, but everybody looks so weird, but then they act so adorable and sweet. So it's always a little bizarre because they've got, blood dripping out of their ears and their one eyeball hanging down here. And they're just happy as clams.
Very cool. Have you been starstruck by anybody that's been here?
Well, I always love to see George Romero. I mean, I'm always starstruck when I see him, and of course Doug Bradley. And there's a few people here who I really love, and I see a lot at different conventions. But I am always happy to see them.
So, what scares you? I mean, we're at a Frightmare weekend. What scares you?
Probably doing this interview is the scariest thing I've done.
And you're doing so well.
Thank you.
Oh no, you're doing fantastic. So, okay. Tell us if you have anything coming up in the future.
I do. Funny you should ask. As myself, I actually have a really very cool new horror movie coming out. Okay. It's going to be premiering in Austin the weekend after next.
Nice.
And it's called All About Evil. And I play a normal mom to Thomas Dekker, who is starring in who's starring in the new Nightmare on Elm Street movie that just came out. So he plays my son, and I'm his mom, and it's a really very cool, gory, grisly, campy movie.
Well, what's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite scary movie, oh my God. Well, I have serious scary movies and then I have fun scary movies. I lean a little bit more towards like the Brain That Wouldn't Die and Attack of the Killer Shrews and that kind of thing are really my favorites. God, scary movies, oh my God. I don't even know. I don't know. I've got too many to even pick one that's my favorite, I think.
Throw one out there.
Oh God, what is one?
Anything with George Romero or John Carpenter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Night of the Living Dead. I love that. And by the way, I have a new television show coming up, starting in September. I'm going to be doing Movie Macabre again, my old television show where I'm hosting horror movies. And my first movie is Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, very nice.
Welcome to Texas Frightmare Weekend, where the best of the horror crowd join together to create a bloody good time for all to enjoy. We're here to cut you, to scare you, to make you want to shiver and fucking shake.
I want to be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, I'm bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad, bad to the bone.
Well, we are the DFW's premier shadowcast for Repo, the Genetic Opera.
The opera!
We perform generally second and fourth Friday of the month.
Friday!
It's different, yeah.
Are you going to do that the entire time? I'm going to give you surgery. No anesthetic, dude. Okay. But what we do is the first show of every month we do a normal show. We rotate through, so it's not the same show every time. But the second show of the month we do a theme show. We've got our monster show coming up. I will be playing Luigi, and I will be coming as Ash from Evil Dead, chainsaw arm and all. I'm going to show you two have Medusa. And let me put it this way: she looks sexy no matter what she's wearing. This is worth price of admission alone.
Indeed.
This is William Katt, who's here from the film Carrie. How you doing?
I am. You sure now?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Have you met anybody here that's made you starstruck?
Well, John Carpenter was here, for goodness sakes. I mean, I saw him come out of the elevator. The elevator doors opened, and I went, and he just waved, and then they shut and went up. And I said, where do you go to see John Carpenter? He's so reclusive, you know.
Did you get an autograph?
I did not. I pulled my pen and paper out, and the elevator door shut, and he went on his way. Darn.
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully we can get that worked out for you.
I hope so.
Yeah. So we'll.
Do you know
work on
somebody?
I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Okay.
So we have a few questions about Carrie. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. The big one, the big fan one, was the dance sequence. How dizzy did you get during that dance sequence?
Well, I'm ordinarily already dizzy, so it just made it worse. They had Carrie and I, Sissy and I, excuse me. They had Sissy and I just stand together and dance, and then they put a track with a camera, and they said, well, you spin this way, and we'll spin this way, and they'll go faster and faster. It was great. So in the scene, when they see us laughing at the end there, we're laughing because we're trying to keep our balance because we're so dizzy.
I could imagine that. I get dizzy just standing next to you.
Oh.
So.
Imagine how I feel.
So besides film, you also did a TV show, Greatest American Hero, correct?
Did Greatest American Hero for a few years, 3-4 years.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun, you know.
Do you still have the suit?
No. But I had pajamas made in spandex that I wear every night.
Where are they?
Well, they're in my drawer at home.
I got to see them.
Wow.
You got to bring them here next year so we can
Next
get you on
year
camera.
Okay.
And do you ever get the theme song stuck in your head?
I didn't for a long time. When George Costanza had it on the Seinfeld show, I ended up singing it for a while, I must admit. And then Family Guy, when they did that homage to Greatest American Hero, that was fun, because I'm a real Family Guy a fan.
Stewie? You love Stewie?
Oh, I love
Is that
Stewie.
what it is?
Yeah. In fact, I got to call, see if I can get a hold of Seth MacFarlane so I can get a copy of that. I'd love to get like a cell of Peter in the suit. Have it signed to me.
Again, can we get one of those? John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Family Guy,
Seth
something.
MacFarlane, yeah.
He's a big guy. All right, one last question
Yes.
about the Frightmare Weekend. Okay, so you've been in horror films. What scares the crap out of you? Either real or imagined?
The first time I saw Alien That scared the crap out of me.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen's here too, you know.
Saw is pretty scary too.
Yep.
The whole premise was scary. I want to see Friday. I want to see Freddy, the new Freddy.
Yep.
I hear some good things about that from some fans that have seen it already. So, and I don't know. When I thought about this interview, this was pretty scary too.
I wasn't that bad, was I? No, except confusing you with somebody else. Go figure. All right, well, you guys keep watching Texas Frightmare Weekend. Hopefully he'll be back next year, and we'll get to see Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that stuff. So be good. Bye. Wave.
Bye.
Bye. No, wave to them. Tell
Okay.
them bye. There you go. Not me.
Hi, I'm Amber, and this is Texas Frightmare Weekend 2010, here with Doug Bradley. How are you enjoying this year's Frightmare?
I'm enjoying it a lot.
Do you have any new projects coming up at all?
Well, a couple of movies I made last year, which I hope are going to see the light of day. An independent British horror movie called Umbrage, which I had lead role, and a movie I shot in Barcelona in Spain called Exorcismus. Same producers who made Wreck. Pretty good movie. So I hope those will be seeing the light of day. As a few movie projects hanging in the air, and we hope they'll come down to land. But superstitiously, I don't talk about those projects until they're definitely happening. Which it seems to me, the more you talk about them, the less they tend to happen. With my work with Renegade Arts Entertainment, the Spine Chiller series is moving along. I've got the first of the audio-visual presentations in the Spine Chiller series, which is H.P. Lovecraft's The Outsider. The second one of those is completed, but I haven't got it here, which is Poe's The Telltale Heart, and also the straight classic horror audiobooks that I've been recording, which have got first few volumes here, volumes 4 and 5 about to come out. We're still recording, and it will be a 13-volume set by the time I'm done with it. So plenty going on.
I just want to say that I'm such a big fan. I love you so much.
Thank you.
Nightbreed. I heard
Nightbreed.
there's some lost footage about to come out somewhere. Is that true?
Well, I don't know. What I can say is, I mean, what everybody's looking for is Nightbreed, the director's cut. Now, at the Horror Hound convention in Indianapolis last month, they trailed that they were screening the director's cut of Nightbreed. Now, that's not actually what people were seeing. What they were seeing is a work print that has been found. It's very rough. It's long. It's 2.5 hours long. It's very loosely edited. It has no score on it. It has no special effects on it. The sound has not been ADR'd. The sound missing from some scenes. So it's by no means a definitive director's cut. I know that Clive is hoping that he can work that up towards the director's cut. Basically, the movie that we shot at Pinewood and was delivered to Fox before Fox, in their utter ignorance, started fucking with the movie and, in my opinion, created a travesty of what we were originally making. Although Nightbreed remains, for me, a movie like no other. It really doesn't have an equivalent. Part of the problem was Clive is not really making a horror movie with Nightbreed. It's very much a dark romance movie for a romance between a girl and a dead guy, which is what he was doing. But as far as Fox were concerned, he was hot from Hellraiser, therefore they wanted a horror film, and they were going to get it come hell or high water. So I wouldn't hold your breath, but if anything is likely to move a director's cut of Nightbreed any closer, then the discovery of this work print is certainly it. In terms of the other question I get asked about Nightbreed, which is will there be a sequel, never say never, but I would definitely say no. But then I died in the first movie, so what do I care?
Well, I enjoy the movie very much, and I was hoping that...
It's a great movie, but it's not the movie it should have been.
Are you going to come another year up here?
Hey, you ask me, I'll come back, sure. Yeah. Great show.
Well, I'm here with Doug Bradley again. It's nice talking to you.
Pleasure talking to you, Emma.
Nice.
Mwah. Take care.
My guest is Julian Sands. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good. I've been having a lovely time, and how can you not be having a good time at the Texas Frightmare weekend?
Exactly. So is there anybody here that has made you starstruck?
When you are an actor, when you're working all the time with people who
Like you
are sort of famous and well known, you don't really get starstruck. Although it was pretty cool to see Elvira walk through.
Ah, yes.
And George Romero is an icon. So I had some respect for those two.
Deep respect. I got you.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror films, you're at a
Yes.
horror festival. Now, one of your films, iconic films, is Arachnophobia.
Yes.
I need to know, are you afraid of spiders?
No, I'm not, which was a great bonus because I had to have at one point about 800 spiders put on my face. And each one of those spiders had 8 legs. So, that's a
Do
lot
the
of...
math.
Yeah, you do the
I
math.
can't do it.
And a lot of people have been kind of astonished that I could tolerate that.
Did you do it closed eyes? I don't remember in the scene. Were your eyes closed or open?
I think my eyes were closed.
Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah.
could do it open for sure.
And my mouth was closed.
Thank God. Oh, wouldn't want that in there. Well, you've done film, television, and stage. I need
Yes.
to know, what is your favorite media?
Well, you've got to remember, when you're an actor, even if you're working on film or television, you're still doing it live for the people who are there, the director, the crew, and it's almost incidental that there's a camera recording what you are doing. So it's not as separate an experience as people might believe. When you're in the moment, like we're in the moment now, we are just doing it. And but I like doing theatre. I just finished a play in Los Angeles with Annette Bening, which was wonderful. But I'm going on to do a film at the end of the month in the Mojave Desert, so that will be wonderful too. I like the variety.
Okay.
And I like radio work too. So,
So you said you were doing a movie. What else do you have coming up? Any more TV? Any more?
There's a film coming out called Golf in the Kingdom, which I did with Malcolm McDowell last year, which is a sort of Tibetan Book of the Dead set on a golf course. And there's a few other things being talked about, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, where can people find you if they want to hit you up and say, "Hey, Julian, we love you"?
Well, right here this afternoon at this table. And after that, Chris Rowe always knows how to find me.
Okay, cool.
Make a rich woman beg, I'd make a good woman steal. I'll make an old woman blush, I'd make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. I'm bad, bad to the bone.
Weekend. I'm your host, Rainey Flynn, and my guest is Brett Epstein, one of the producers for the new scary film filmed here locally, Earthling. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks. No, yeah. Earthling's sort of more of a science fiction movie, but it's got a little bit of a horror elements. We are showing trailers for it in the booth. But I also was a producer and co-director of Blood on the Highway, which screened around for a long time, and the national DVD is coming out June 29th. In the U.S. everywhere.
Now, being that you're here in Texas and you're a local filmmaker, I know that we've had some issues with trying to get people to come in. What's the newest thing that's been coming in with the TXMPA?
Well, since you asked, we're actually here. Our booth is actually for TXMPA. So that's the Texas Motion Picture Alliance, and what that is a group that is advocating incentives, additional incentives through legislation to be put in through, so we can get more films from out of state to come in here, and have also for indigenous filmmakers to be able to potentially get incentives if their budgets are at a certain level. And we're tweaking those, and they keep getting better and better. There's also things like not having to pay a sales tax for your cameras and things like that, which we have and a lot of other states don't have. So. We're doing at our booth. I'm selling lots of locally made films, and part of our proceeds are going to help TXMPA, and that money will go directly to lobbying firms that are used to talk directly to the legislators. And also, we're doing a panel seminar today with Bob Hudgens, the Texas Film Commissioner. He's coming up from Austin, and he'll be here. And we're going to do that in the 101 series of the Frightmare Weekend. It's sort of their how-to series. So hopefully, some local filmmakers will be in there, and hopefully maybe some out-of-town filmmakers will be in there, and they'll want to come here and shoot their films in Texas next time.
I'll make a rich woman beg, I'll make a good woman steal, I'll make an old woman blush, I'll make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. I'm bad, bad to the bone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Now, he is a local Texas actor, and he actually, as you can see, he's got the zombie makeup right here. Kevin promised me that he would reenact his event this morning called the Zombie Walk. Can you do that for me, Kevin? All right, let's see. We're going to stand back and watch you do it. Let's do it. All right, where's your Oscar, Kevin? Seriously, you need an Oscar for that. Do we have zombie Oscars? I don't know. Tell us what your favorite part of the festival has been, Kevin.
For me, it's been the screenings.
Ooh, okay. What was your favorite screening?
For me, it's Sweatshop.
Sweatshop, nice. Okay, tell us something else about the festival. Like, what's your favorite film?
Scary
film of all time.
Probably Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the new one or the old one? You better say the right answer. Got an imaginary knife on you.
Actually, I would say the old one for me.
Okay, all right. He's saved. He's not going to die this time. All right, Kevin, thank you so much. Give us that zombie walk again. Take us out. You can tell us what your favorite part's been of the festival.
Beer.
You suck.
John Carpenter! Hell yeah! Really? Thank you.
Come on, man.
That was classic, dude. You're supposed to hold the can.
I was holding the can until you knocked it out of my hand.
What the heck is wrong with you? What are you, limp-wristed over here?
No, I'm drunk as shit.
Oh, well, that's what you come to the film festival for, to get it drunk. All right, so besides John Carpenter, what's been your favorite part?
Seeing George again.
George.
Definitely
George. George all around. Okay, all right, so what is your favorite scary movie of all time, dude?
Exorcist.
Sweet.
Scared the fuck out of me.
Not the fuck.
Yeah.
So you don't have sex anymore?
Oh yeah, I got 2 kids, but they're retarded.
Which would explain a lot. Okay, what about you?
Carrie.
Carrie.
Kid. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
So have you talked to William Katt?
No, I haven't been able to yet.
Back up. You're here and you love Carrie. William Katt's here. He will sign your autograph, man. Get an autograph from him.
I'm going to tomorrow.
What about you, dude?
This guy's movie right here.
This guy's movie right here. Well, come on in, gentlemen. Who are we? Who are we talking to?
My name is Jaime Moreno, premiering the Death Rattle movies, my directional debut coming out this year. Yep.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
Very cool.
you know, people would probably know him, but we got Parrish Randall in my movie.
Okay.
David F. Friedman, the monarch of exploitation movies back in the 60s and 70s, is my movie. And stuff like that. And my brother is playing the slasher killer. It's a pretty good gory movie. It's a lot of gore, blood, and stuff like that. And my influences do go to George Romero.
Awesome.
Yeah, and everybody like that. And was looking forward to seeing John Carpenter and stuff like that. So.
All right. Well, we wish you the best in all your directing. So thanks so much. All right, you guys, we're gone. Bye. Don't spill your beers. Okay, I'm at the 2010 Texas Frightmare Weekend with a very special guest, one of the biggest fans of this festival, third time, Kevin Lynch.
How you doing, Rennie?
I am doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, tell us about this time at the festival. How's it been for you?
It's pretty good. I was hanging out with Margot Kidder in the bar, and she's a huge hockey fan, and do not go against her because she will smack you and take your beer away from you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm leaving. You do all the work.
Okay, well, this is my friend. You've been here how many years?
3.
Can you tell me about your favorite experience?
My what?
Favorite experience? That's the booze talking.
Bye.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do here? Okay.
Who'd you get to meet today?
I got to meet Kevin.
What celebrity?
No, what celebrity? I got to meet Margot Kidder. She was gracious enough to give me a hug, so that was good. And that's pretty much it this year.
She showed us a lot of her topless photos, which I thought was kind of weird.
$40.
$40 for an autograph, topless. I bought 3. It's gonna be a good night.
It was a little strange because it kind of felt like spending $40 to buy a picture of my mom topless, and I really didn't want to go down that road. So.
I have several of those too. It's outrageous.
Of my mom or your mom?
Both. $20 each.
Wow.
It was weird.
Wow, that's very.
That's Texas Frightmare Week.
That's like a lot of intertwining things going on there. I don't know how that works out, but I'll trust you. I'll trust you on that.
And their autographs is fantastic.
So.
My special guests here are Camden Toy and Anthony Brownrigg.
Nice to see y'all. Texas Frightmare Weekend. We're saying, yay!
All right, tell us, guys, what are you doing here for the festival?
Well, I'm here promoting a remake of my father's film, Don't Look in the Basement, that has Brooke Lewis in it, Parrish Randall, and oh gosh, I can't even list. There's so many people involved. And I'm playing Sarge, and I'm playing one of the parts in it. Right. And also, Camden is here for a film called Archaic Redemption that I'm doing, which is a kind of a zombie horror drama.
Okay.
And so, and Brooke Lewis is in that too. Okay. And so Camden is here because, hey, we're all Buffy fans at heart.
Sweet. Buffy.
So yeah, that's why, so I'm really here for him and for Brooke. So
thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite part of the festival?
Mine?
Either one of you.
Yours.
Camden?
Well, my favorite part of any convention really is the fans, getting a chance to be with the fans personally and talk with them personally, because without them, I wouldn't have a job. So,
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So props to the fans. Absolutely. Thank you guys. What about you?
You guys rock.
Oh yeah, the fans are great. I don't have that many yet. So, but the 4 that I do have
more fans
are
than you
awesome.
Sweet.
And so, no, I love finding out about all the new projects that are coming out. You get the real scoop. On all the new films coming out, all the new directors, all the new projects and horror, comedies, dramas, everything that's going on here. It's really diverse. Mm-hmm. So I'm really just enjoying finding out more about the industry and what's going on with it.
All right, we've got 2 very special fan guests here, Dave and Christine. Give us your last names.
Mounier.
Christine Evans. Fantastic. Now, this is not your first year, Dave. Is that correct?
That's right.
What year did you come?
My first one was last year.
Okay, and this is your first, correct?
That's my first.
We just popped your Texas Frightmare cherry. I'm so glad to have done that. And these guys were at the VIP party last night, and you guys were talking like you knew what you were talking about when it comes to Texas Frightmare weekend. Tell me what has been your favorite part of this weekend.
Mostly meeting some of the new guests, guys like Julian Sands, his first time. See how he was like. Icons like Elvira. Romero was a blast. Such a nice guy. Who was your favorite?
Sid Haig. It's my favorite.
Very, very nice.
Yep.
Very cool. Now, was there anybody that you really wanted to see while you came here?
Sid, again, I met Sid a few years back and had such a great time talking to him. I was a little bit worried. My girlfriend has a very strong passion for Sid, threatening marriage proposal. So I thought, might be iffy, but she confessed her love, but she still loves me, and that's great. So that was a highlight for us. Just talking to Sid was great.
Yeah. So you did profess your love to Sid, is that correct?
I told him I would marry him.
Okay, and what did he say?
Oh, he laughed. He didn't really say much.
What?
No, I don't know.
Such a beautiful girl. Well, if you asked me to marry you, I'd marry your girlfriend, so totally. All right, weekend, my guest, Joshua Moreno. I hear that this is not your first rodeo, sir.
No, it isn't. It's actually my 5th year here at the Texas Frightmare Weekend. Yes, and it's always such a pleasure to be here. Very great. Meeting other great filmmakers and other celebrity guests here. So it's always fantastic, always a great experience here. So I always look forward to it.
Well, I hear your first year you had some sort of special volunteer job. What was that?
Well, I took it upon myself to make myself more than just a regular volunteer.
Okay.
So I went out and just put my leather costume on and my makeup and black contacts, which actually accumulated a lot of attention, which was great. So, and which got me on the Fort Worth Star-Telegram paper.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Awesome.
And carried that on for the next 2 years at the Frightmare as a Cenobite mascot. So, and establishing myself also more as an actor. So.
And I hear that's paying off in dividends right now, right? That's why you're here this year.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is definitely. And primarily here to promote the Death Rattle film also, which I play the slasher killer also. And also another film here that was trailered, The Judge, which I was the alpha zombie in that one, so get to be the main killer. So.
I gotcha. So have you had a good time while you've been here at the festival?
I've had a great time. I mean, meeting very cool people, meeting all the fans. Let's see. Wow, there's been so many. I'm always delighted to see like Doug Bradley because I love the Hellraiser episodes, but getting to meet really a lot of the other filmmakers that I've come so close with. I mean, we got Josh Vargas, Mel House, Anthony Brownrigg, a bunch of great guys. Randall Parrish, who's been in our other films and got to act with him. So it's been a pleasure. It's been very great.